we know
That's an application?
Yeah.
What is it? Bloggle?
Yeah.
Is it on the iPhone 2?
I don't know.
And we're back.
Yeah, we just suddenly realised we've got a bit more to talk about. It's getting a bit late, so we're going to have to head off.
We're just informal conversation.
The last story, we're talking about charity and person give charity and the whole place around Yerushalayim is living off charity, and people, when they give charity, it says in the Tanya, their whole life force is going into that money, and that's such a powerful thing. But what we want to say now is something continued on that basis, is that we want something that can exist. It doesn't have to be like these massive corporate companies. It's something that exists in Yerushalayim on a modest level, that everyone can have the space and a normal, balanced amount of time to be creative. It doesn't mean like the Rolling Stones expect that.
Right.
It doesn't mean Radiohead expect that. It means at least a few hours of the day where there's creative room, at least a few hours where the youth can come in and use the equipment without worrying about, like massive bills or etc. Yeshivas should be allowed to be involved, programs, all different types of programs, schools should be allowed to be involved with this type of equipment. Obviously it has to be monitored and done in a careful, controlled way.
Not abusive.
The equipment's respected and it's monitored, and people who are let in are on the level to be able to be there. It's not going to be exclusive.
We want to help you. We want to help you cook your soup.
Yeah, it's not going to be exclusive. It's going to be. It's going to be realistic. That's all. And the people that really, really want it will respect those guidelines and rules that be set out by the place. And this is something that youth so much needs. I have a dream for this type of place. And this, Baruch Hashem, Eric has built it already in Yerushalayim, but the point is to make it on a working level, on a realistic level, that it's functioning on a high output, and people are inspired by whatever they come across from this place.
Well, yeah, I mean, the place, we got a little off top. What were we talking about before we turned the camera on? We were having
about the
more intellectual conversation.
Intellectual idea of like creative space being balanced, we sort of mentioned it. But.
Yeah, well, of just people with charity, people who make money, needing to, it's great to expand and to have enough to be good to your family and everything like that, but you got to think about your family, the human family, the Jewish family, and the nourishment that they can create for themselves through something like the arts and through music. And we all know this, like the arts exists by benefactors. It exists by it. And the purse strings sometimes are a little tight, and sometimes benefactors want people to prove themselves. Well, what's it going to be worth? It's like, can I have a piece of it? Can we market this? Where's the talent? Well, look, the talent has to grow. I mean, the old Hollywood system, it grew as investing in talent and developing talent. There were investors in it, and whatever. It kickstarted something that came from nothing. There wasn't a Hollywood system before like the 1940s, and it kickstarted this whole thing that got the ball rolling.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's also on an emergency level, like on a physical, spiritual, emotional level. The world is going absolutely crazy, and the youth are falling into tremendous addictions. The drug world is massive right now, and I saw with the little time I've been doing this last few years, making concerts and getting kids into the studio and working with music, it's a tremendous positive channel of all that energy. And instead of the street culture being the dominant force, the music culture and the creative culture being more powerful, and that gives them room for their own personal spiritual growth to be much more uplifted. They have to work with people in the studio on a more respectful, mature level, because every minute matters in some way, and that's a certain experience. It's very powerful for the youth to tap into, and they're being denied it simply because of lack of funding. There's no concerts now. I can't pay for it myself because the input from the programs and the institutions is almost nothing. So it needs people, entrepreneurial investment. It needs people to care about what's going on with the Jewish youth and the youth in general, because everyone affects each other. And right now the youth is really like anybody who's into the world a little bit, or into the social media world, or is following the media world, is the youth is going crazy. Like, it's missing the point. You know, they're not reaching.
And unfortunately, there are people who are involved in some very high positions in the world, and really that's what they want. They want, you know, a whole generation of kids that are, you know, they're spewing all the time, and they're so tapped into this technology of Twittering. They're just Twittering and frittering and Facebooking and whatever away, and their life force, it's like blood, it's like veins. It's like these are like communication veins, energy veins, and like they're tapped into the system, which they don't really own, and you know, which they can kind of be identified by and marketed to by and controlled by in some way. And I don't know. Me and Ellie we're a different generation. We're, you know, we're kind of teachers to these kids, and then even to the generation beneath them, which is really there to, God willing, to grab all of what's happening and to transform it and to really heal the earth, you know. But it's like, still, you gotta, you know.
There's so many tools right now available, like the whole channel of, like, channeling the whole internet thing, and, you know, into a positive direction. Like, I hear, like, making radio waves that are positive, and the press, and picking up, and musicians themselves, like, the musicians out there need to think about what their influence is. Like, it's so obvious, like, they have a power over the youth are imitating them.
Yeah.
Like, I heard someone say, like, the Hollywood or the cool people out there looking into the ghetto to find out what's cool, you know?
Yeah, they do though.
But the problem is that the people that need to be realizing that what is cool is to control your addictions. What's cool is to be in touch with who you really are, not to be controlled by that.
What's cool is not to be what's gonna market itself to, like, you know, the problem. You know, what's cool is what's healing. Yeah. Hey kids, what's cool is what's healing.
Yeah, what's cool is what's uniting.
Of yourself.
What's cool is
and of the earth.
Yeah,
Tikkun Olam.
Yeah,
you know?
Fixing the world. What's
and
cool
but it's within yourself.
What's cool is becoming inspirational. It's becoming someone that believes in yourself.
And the beauty is, if
not to abuse yourself.
Right. If you clean.
What's cool is not abusing the woman form. It has respect. It has a place. It has a channel. It has not taking it and abusing it for your own selfish needs. It's about giving. It's about becoming a giver. This is all the same. The world's completely
harmonizing
this, man.
With a new harmony that's never existed.
I was in that world. I know
it's gonna happen.
I know the taste of that world, and it doesn't give back to you. You do not grow in an inner level. You do not come more happy on a long-term level. You do not see the benefit coming out.
The question is, you want
family or your friends.
You want to get high, right? We all want to get high, but it's just like
the biggest high is to give.
The biggest high is to give and receive and give, but it's receiving the essence of God, of Hashem, Allah, whatever you want to call it. All right, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. We know this. We freaking know this. Different names, different paths. But the point is, you clean yourself enough inside, you know, with food, with exercise, meditation, balance. Torah, balance. All right, major balance. Okay, this is really where it's at, folks.
Which is
then
one of the problems I know.
You create yourself. You make yourself
balance
into a vessel.
Sleeping, the right amount of
balance. Sleeping, which we tend to overwork, us guys. You know. And fly on planes too much sometimes. But if you keep yourself open as a vessel, we know this as Jews, that you receive, you know, something that connects to your spark, you know, that is an infinite spark, you know, a greater sun shines through your sun, you know, and it comes through you, and it's God, and that is what gets us stronger and higher, and, you know, that is the fulfillment of life. That's the fulfillment of life. When I die, I want there to be nothing left. I want to be used by the universe completely. You know, I want to be strong and vital while I'm alive, but, like, you know, when my tasks are done, and I want there to be nothing left. There doesn't, you know, of my body.
Says Rabbi Dessler, he said he didn't even own a pen. Like, if he wanted to write something, he had to borrow it from one of his friends, because he left the world owning nothing. Yeah? This idea that this is the point, that we have to use our opportunity.
You can also be rich in the world
Yeah,
You know,
you have
and you
to
can be
use it in the right
discerning.
way.
You can give in a
Well,
balanced
why'd you
way.
have the richness? What'd you do it for?
The
us to be
extreme
given?
imbalance of richness with these multi-billionaires floating around, you know, and like, yeah, they know they want to give their money to finance things, you know, but somehow they seem to many of them keep getting caught in this pop culture mill, you know, which ends up just creating more and more control rather than more and more freedom and more creativity. It's like, come on, I grew up in the 70s. I'm a child of the 70s. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I grew up in a time when there were new great pop songs, rock songs, whatever, soul songs every week. 2 or 3 new songs every week. Maybe we get this every year right now.
Yeah,
What's up, folks?
No, you know what's been good? Like, I haven't been into the pop industry for like 10 years. I probably missed almost nothing.
Yeah.
I ask my friends, what have I actually missed? They're like, what do
song?
you listen to? And they tell me, it's all, hey, this is stuff I listened to in the 90s. I actually didn't miss anything.
You didn't miss nothing. And the stuff in the 90s was, you know, redos of stuff that happened in the 60s and 70s, a lot of it, you know?
Yeah.
So look,
anyways,
now, you know, it's just
this
like,
is a proof to even on the
something's
most
really
external
ready.
level.
Something's really ready, and it's
People
in
are
my
hungry,
hands.
you know?
It's in Ellie's hands. It's in your hands.
It's not in my hands.
Well, it
is.
is.
No, because I can't do anything.
Yes,
unless
we can.
These people out there,
Right, it's in- well, I was in-
you, who
it's in
listening,
our hands.
Do something.
We gotta
to
hold
help
hands,
us do it.
and we gotta do it together.
Every time we sing, every time we dance, all this simcha's pouring through our hands. That was a song. We're all holding hands, dancing around in a circle, and the energy, the simcha, passes through our hands. It builds us up, gives us the strength, the happiness to do what we're meant to do in the world, to shine out, to do that positive vibe.
Music is God's language on earth. Music is the language of prayer. It's the food. What they used to say, you know, Shakespeare. If music is the food of gods, then play on. Well, you know, I don't know what gods are, all right, but I think that what was meant by that, if music is the food of high beings, of living superheroes, which we all are, and we all have the capacity to be, in service of the one infinite that we choose to call God, the creative energy, the creative intelligence, the being, right? Then there it is, man. And there it is. And we're those big people, you know. And the energy comes through each and every one of us. So it's like, please, 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 help, okay? Because we're doing the best we can. Not the best. I'm not. I mean, what my definition of the best is what? Working myself to an early grave. I don't feel that I should do that for myself, for my family, for my soul, and for the world. It's like, I don't feel I should do that, because then, you know, if the tree doesn't take care of itself and is constantly worried about putting out fruit, eventually the tree's going to fall over. So it's like, I have, you know, wise limits as a human being, and that's why we're asking, you know, for assistance. And
It needs to be a larger communal effort.
a bigger grove of trees.
Yeah, people need to realize they have the ability. They really do. You know, there's 20 holidays a year. It's very nice, and you know, you should be blessed with happiness. But the point is that there's people here who can't even have any holiday, because if they're holiday, they're addicted. They're falling. They need help. They need channels. They need inspiration. The music world, it needs a revolution. Like, people are saying it, but let's do it. You know, like, it has to start off with the creative opportunities to be made, and a place like Yerushalayim has the positive energy to build that. It has the sholem, it has the teachers. People are learning a lot about spirituality here, but they need to find the most powerful tool to express it. They need a way to recreate the music industry in a spiritual way that's uplifting and inspirational. And
there's a frequency of energy here, and a matrix that exists between people and in the air and the chemistry and in the ground, and just coming from God. It's like, you know, it's like an acupuncture point, whatever, on the earth. It's a vortex. We all know it.
So Jeff Palver asked me the other day, what's serendipity mean? So I said in Hebrew it would be Hashgacha Pratis, or in English translation, divine providence. It's a constant. Every person has his own individual connection to this godly light and this godly inspiration, and a person has to realize that needs a group to build that and develop it together. So Bezat Hashem, we'll finish off now because it's getting late and our time's running out. please be involved. We have a CS Studio here with Eric Jacobs. We have the Midnight Rabbi. You can find me, Ellie Goldsmith, on GIM and LEP Music on Facebook. Either way, easy to find us all. Let's do it.